We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a for hire plot.
Lil Durk's real name is Durk Bank, and he is from Chicago. This is his mugshot from Florida, where he was arrested last night.
Chicago police have reportedly created a new evidence file titled The End of Durk. According to reports, the file contains enough material to potentially put him behind bars for life, including evidence suggesting he may have even backdoored King Von. As unbelievable as it sounds, the details allegedly line up, with the file even citing words from Vonnie's father.
I'm going to give you this. It's a back door and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm going to tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, is it open? Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, was it open? This is what he asked him. Was it open? This was his exact words. Was it open? He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right here.
You heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? Yeah. I got bankers that'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Durk before, who told on Von before.
DJ Academics would then press Vonnie's father with the question, why would Lil Durk even want King Von gone? Police files point to a key detail. At the time of Von's death, both he and Durk were co-defendants in an open case. That case quietly ended in a private settlement, raising suspicions that Durk may have cut a deal behind closed doors. The implication? There's a strong chance he cooperated with the feds, shifting blame onto King Von by claiming Von was the one who carried out the act.
Why would Durk want Von?
All right, man. Let me give you this. First of all, you didn't sign your rights over. You ain't in no 360 deal. First of all, you can't bring nobody into the business and they surpass you. How you bring me to the table and I pass you up? Don't nobody want their chief spot taken, do they?
That's an interesting
dude was
thing.
A slack. Dude was a. He was signing the boys. He was a. Von wasn't no.
That's interesting. I did find out that Von didn't have any contractual ties to Durk like that, which was
man, come on, man. He wasn't even signed to him. How's this his friend? He lied on Breakfast Club and said, "Hey, you think your man would be sitting here with $300,000 worth of jewelry on and he not have an attorney? He had a public defender."
That's when a viral tweet began circulating, reading, Vonnie's dad leaking that Lil Durk had King Von dealt with really makes me question why Durk always hops on IG Live whenever someone passes away. He went live right after King Von, Lil Pab, and FBG Duck were killed, and police files even note that Durk regularly uses IG Live as a real-time alibi. Anytime a body drops, he can point to the live stream and say, check the records, I was live. At the same time, Von's father expressed outrage, claiming his son turned federal. Another tweet spread quickly, stating, OTF Von's father reveals Vonnie allegedly orchestrated the deaths of Lil Pab and King Von.
Oh no, he ain't take my advice. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't respond nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they playing. They made themselves get caught. This is what come along with it. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
So, that's what you meant by trenches paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that with the whole narrative about Vonnie snitching with the text messages? Like that's
yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
But that was a focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
That's just saying what he finna cop out to and this, that, and and with me saying Von, some people like, damn, what he gonna tell on some words on Von?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I'm intrigued to know what the Von name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Von. You gonna tell it just like you orchestrated Lil Pat, you orchestrated this, and guess who you work for?
Vonnie's father comes from the streets, and in that world, if someone snitches, you can snitch right back. He didn't hold back, but the fallout could leave Lil Durk facing all the consequences. Soon after, news broke. Lil Durk's own sister-in-law publicly called King Von's cousin, Otia Vonnie, a rat and a snitch in connection with a murder-for-hire federal case. Court filings revealed an update. Otia Vonnie was no longer in Bureau of Prisons custody. Translation, he'd been released. Likely to house arrest or a halfway house, where he managed to get his hands on a phone. That's when Vonnie's father discovered the truth. His son had officially gone federal. In a series of texts, Vonnie admitted, "Yeah, I'm trying to plea out on a 32, which is the base for a murder for hire. Max is 43, which is life. But I'd get -2 points for the plea, -1 for an early plea, -2 for no background. That leaves me with 27 points, only 5 to 7 years. That's better than risking trial. I might get an elbow, and I don't want them to do me like they did the others." When he said the others, he was referring to Jam, another member who snitched in the same federal case and paid the price. Vonnie's father, still furious, went further, exposing the real reason his son flipped. According to federal files, 3 main figures were tied together: Lil Durk, Vonnie, and D. Importantly, Vonnie and D are related. Things escalated when new body cam footage surfaced of Lil Ted, D's younger brother, allegedly begging to cooperate against Durk and OTF members. That single piece of footage shifted the case entirely. Durk's legal team even filed paperwork requesting more time on their bond proposal, raising a chilling question. What exactly did Lil Ted tell the feds? With Lil Ted, D, and Vonnie, all family, now turning their backs on Durk, the walls appear to be closing in. And it all began when Lil Ted was arrested at a local convenience store, caught with a gun tucked into his jeans.
Really? Dude had a. What about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
At that point, Lil Ted was taken to the police station, but even before stepping inside, tears were already streaming down his face. Desperate, he told officers, "I swear, I'll tell you all everything about the killings." He was hoping that cooperating might keep him out of jail, but by then it was far too late.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
I swear to God, I tell you about it, man. I tell you about everything. I swear to God, I tell you, I will tell you, please, I swear, please.
Once locked inside his holding cell, Lil Ted broke down in tears, desperate for a way out. All he wanted was to point fingers at the crew he knew had committed crimes, hoping that snitching would buy his freedom and send him home. The bigger question is, what advice had D given his younger brother before all of this went down?
Wait, hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me No, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
Since DDD was the older brother, when court files first mentioned someone snitching under their family's last name, everyone assumed it had to be him. But in reality, it was Lil Ted. Court records only list the last name, so the mix-up was easy. And with D, Vonnie, and Lil Ted all connected by blood, it's not hard to imagine their mothers and family stepping in, convincing them not to throw their lives away. In cases like this, family ties often outweigh street ties. But while they were flipping to lighten their sentences, Lil Durk was spiraling. Reports surfaced that Durk was involved in a violent altercation inside jail earlier that morning. The news spread fast. Even Lil Baby tweeted, "I don't care about nothing else right now, other than Durk. Free the bro." The streets, however, quickly pieced together the bigger picture. Just the night before, Durk's day one homie, Glee, had been killed in Chicago. That loss suggested OTF members were now being directly targeted, raising the chilling question, who was moving against them? Fans also noticed something strange. On the very same day Durk's jail altercation hit headlines, Quando Rondo and Lil Tim both dropped interviews. Not only that, but they echoed the same message. To some, it was just a strange coincidence. To others, it looked like strategy, a way to create their own alibi, just as Durk often used IG Live to protect himself. Instead of a live stream, they had the interview, and in that interview, Lil Tim went on to say,
I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, yeah, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f him and shit like that. Cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like, they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
Even Quando Rondo echoed the same sentiment, admitting he wished the situation had been handled differently.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever like that. It could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
Two of Durk's biggest ops doing interviews on the exact same day, praising him and saying they wish things went differently. That doesn't exactly scream coincidence. But if that isn't enough, consider this. Just a day earlier, news broke that Lil Durk was close to being released from jail. That timing made many believe the interviews were a calculated move, a way to get ahead of Durk's possible freedom. To understand how real his chances were, you have to look at what came out from Durk's own father. According to reports, Lil Durk was being lined up for release on bond. This was already his third attempt, but this time his legal team put together an offer so strong it looked like the judge might not be able to refuse.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the release for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
Lil Durk's release from jail was starting to look like a real possibility, especially once prosecutors made a shocking move. In court, they announced they were dropping their own evidence against him. That decision even gave Durk a potential release date, which many believe is why certain people move so quickly to catch him slipping behind bars. According to reports during the hearing, prosecutors openly told the judge, "We would like to drop this evidence." Then, in front of everyone in the courtroom, they read it out loud, dismissing Durk's lyrics from "Told Me They Got an Op" as evidence. They even presented the judge with a news clip of Quando Rondo screaming "No" on the sidewalk, underscoring just how shaky their case had become.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
Sure, it sounds great that prosecutors dropped the evidence, but the way they did it was downright shady. They pulled the move right as Durk was fighting for bond, planting doubt in the judge's mind at the worst possible moment. The timing looked so corrupt it even drew a reaction from Charleston White.
This is a real victory. Now that demonic force was a dark force. It was a dark energy. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. So this is a victory for law-abiding Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
Since Charleston White openly hated the idea of Durk getting out, the news hit even harder when Durk's lawyer, Drew Findling, revealed his client's release date. In doing so, he also exposed how badly prosecutors had sabotaged their own case by dropping key evidence.
The other allegation they backed away from, which is huge, it shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for the through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, And now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
He pointed out that the prosecution's case was collapsing, especially now that they could no longer use Durk's lyrics against him. Durk's lawyer even went as far as calling the charges a joke, arguing that the feds had nothing solid to begin with, and with their so-called evidence now tossed out, they're left with almost nothing at all.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ak. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized.
Everything was looking up for Lil Durk. His release seemed almost certain. But then the news dropped a bombshell. Federal prosecutors argued that Durk would only be granted bond if he went completely broke, giving up all of his property. Their reasoning? They claimed his wealth could be used to put bounties on witnesses.
No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a murder for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's going to have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
But just as the judge asked for a few days to decide on Durk's bond, everything took a dark turn. News broke that F-Jam had been tracked down by OTF members while hiding out in a house near Atlanta. According to sources, he was punished for allegedly snitching on Lil Durk. The feds quickly pointed to this incident as proof that Durk might already be using his money to put bounties on witnesses. To make matters worse, a photo surfaced showing the crime scene at the very house where Jam had been staying.
There's a guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam got
he put everyone in a jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case. But eventually he flipped.
The reason Jam became such a target is simple. What he handed over to police could put Lil Durk away for life. Court documents reveal that more than 230 gigabytes of digital evidence are now being processed, including audio recordings, surveillance footage, and over 20,000 pages of reports. Out of that, Jam alone supplied around 200 gigabytes worth of material, and it could have been even more if Durk hadn't caught on. During an Instagram live, viewers noticed Jam clutching the top of his jacket and whispering into it. That's when Durk realized Jam was wearing a wire.
Check on your man. I heard you got his head. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I used to have an architect. I'm having a dare.
Once Durk realized Jam was wired, he immediately cut all ties with him. He even hinted at it later during an interview with DJ Academics, where it was noted, Durk's been playing 3D chess this whole time. He already knew Jam was going to cooperate.
I see from a mile away.
I don't think people realize that.
I could have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your cooperation.
He went even further, admitting that he no longer lets his friends know where he lives and that he shares no personal information with anyone. You could hear the pain in his voice. The betrayal by Jam clearly left him shaken.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be my best friend never been in my house.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
Promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids. Cause it's like,
I'm just a different type. I'm not the have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the you gotta watch.
Everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah, we gotta. Everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like that's how I play. Like I don't play. I see from a mile away.
What makes it even worse is that Jam was the same man Durk once handed $50,000 to during an Instagram live. Proof of just how much he was willing to do for him. That's why the betrayal cuts so deep. But here's the part you really need to focus on. The people in the background of that IG live. That detail is crucial.
What's his name, bro? Steady crying, huh? He's steady crying. Feed him. Feed him.
Get in the milk, bro.
Get in the milk so baby mama get the tripping, bro.
You see that?
Feed
for my
him.
baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. This too much. Crazy though. My sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and the internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Buy what I want, do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. Goof
Bro got out what?
You know that
How many you did all?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah. That's your latest bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really was just getting in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
The feds didn't overlook the people in the background of that IG live. After Jam snitched, investigators went after them too, eventually linking those faces to a jewelry shopping video with King Von. That connection made one thing clear. These weren't just random associates, they were close friends. And they're the very same men believed to have slid for King Von after Lil Pab's death.
Solitary stone.
We just looked at him, man.
Let's go over there.
What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy. Let's go.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money man just stepped in.
Sadly, with all these snitches turning on Lil Durk, it looks like his life is hanging by a thread. If you're a Durk fan, make sure to drop a like on this video and comment below. Do you think he still has a chance to win his case?